Go.
Well, welcome everybody to this family training, Taylor Family Association training. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about basics of legacy, but really real emphasis on linking information and hints with other organizations. So we'll begin talking about, first of all, why the Taylor Family Association has chosen to use this personal software legacy family tree. There's several of them that link to the family search. Uh, legacy is probably the premier, Roots Tech second, and there's a Ancestral Quest and one other now. But a couple of reasons why legacy was chosen uh, from the organization standpoint. Two big points. Anytime you hit enter with any information into legacy, it date stamps it, makes it possible that when you send information to the organization, they can peel off just the new information and add it to the master file. The other thing that none of the other cloud-based databases, including Family Search, has the ability. This Family Legacy is built on the top of Microsoft Access, which makes it possible to do all kinds of reporting and analysis of the information that is in the database. Maybe AI will take control of that in the future. We will see. But right now, the power of the analysis capability is unsurpassed. The other thing, the unique thing about the collecting of the data in the database is that it has the personal information, family information, and then individual children information in separate categories, and the personal information can be divided up into events. You would think of it as a chronology of a person's life, and we'll talk a little bit more about that as we go along. But it has the capability to do that kind of thing. So the other thing that it has done is provided some direct linking, which we are going to spend some time on today. First of all, with Family Search, and then Find a Grave, Billion Graves, and Wiki, and some of the other cloud-based repositories of genealogy, like Find My Past, My Heritage, and etc. Those cloud-based or things. It also has a media capability that, and I'll just show you that. With each event, you can add media to the event. This is a unique feature versus what is in Family Search. Family Search can add the media to anybody that's in the picture can read it. You can add the picture to them, but this can add events, people that attended the event. For example, a blessing, you can identify the persons that were in the circle and the family that was at the event. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. So let me go back. I'm going to use my family slice. My slice is my. I'm a descendant of Joseph Taylor, one of William's 14 children. And William was one of 11. Incidentally, his father had 168 grandchildren from his 11 children who survived. So the database now contains about 330,000 individuals in the database, and that's enough about the big database. Let's talk about my slice and you can think of your family as we're working. Now, there was a question raised about Legacy itself. Legacy is now free. It was bought by MyHeritage a number of years ago, and they've decided that this software will be free. So you can just go on to my legacyfamilytree.org.com and download the software. A couple of things when you do that, as it relates to this hinting and interfaces. If you're a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, or you have a family search account, when you load the software, it asks if you, I think it asks if you're, would you like a connection to the LDS account, and you say yes. And then I recommend that you use the ID and password that you have used with Family Search. It may be a different ID and password than you use it with your other church accounts. But with that, then we will see integration and linking we will show you today. But when you download, make it a link to that system. Now, Legacy, I would use Legacy to mean Legacy Family Tree as we discuss this. Legacy routinely does updates, and they are free. But you need to periodically check to see if you need to update your personal software. And to do that, up in the left-hand corner, when you bring up a file, it says Family Legacy Home. And it identifies the size of your file that you're working on, the number of families, and the number of sources that you put in that file. But you see also updates, and it tells you what's the current update, and it tells me I updated it. The file was just updated the 1st of November, and I've updated a file that you're going to see today. And there is a number of other helps, the training videos and the webinars. The Legacy Family Tree has the premier webinar repository of training in genealogy. It costs $49 a month, but all of the webinars that are done associated with this software are free. So just for information. Okay, let's go back to the software itself as pertaining to what we're going to talk about today. Looks very much like a family group sheet, but to get to what is called in Family Search, the personal page, you click on the individual and double click on it, and it will bring up personal data about the individual. I call it the vital data, the person's death and birth and death information. In addition, you contact information, you can research notes, sources, and media. Media, let's just click on that. Media can add different types of media, pictures, sound, video. Family Search does not add video, but you can show your short clips of which support a source, support an event here, documents which include stories and actual links to other websites. A good example is if you have digitized a book that you want to reference, this is where you would go. Okay, so media is a very powerful thing. Okay. Now, the other thing that we're going to talk about is and is becoming very popular in family genealogical circles is the timeline or events of a person's life. A legacy family tree will document but I'm an old guy, and my mother built me a book of remembrance, which had a number of documents in it, plus genealogy. Legacy Family Tree has the ability to do all of that capability that existed in the past. They build the record an event at a time. And so we're going to talk about those and then how we link those to other cloud-based documents. For example, let's just Joseph Allen. There's the census records. There's census records and residence of him, and there's various sources that I have put in for him, and we can add pictures of things. Let's go back and pick up his son, which is Joseph Allen Taylor. So Joseph Allen this is Joseph's life. I have pictures of you, and I'm going to have to move that out of the way so I can. Does that affect? I hope that doesn't affect you. Let's look at some of the things that of his life to show you some of the things. For example, there are census records, residents, and I have put in LDOTUS ordinances. The events that you put in legacy, you need to think of them as genealogically valuable events. For example, residents. Let me go on to one of Lorenzo, my grandfather, to illustrate this one. Okay, and this is my grandfather, my father here. You're all seeing this, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So let me use myself as an example of some of this events stuff. So we'll click on myself. Takes a minute for it to bring up on the computer. Okay. And now you can see the pictures that are been added. And so the first item there is a blessing. You can go in and add to the blessing the story of the blessing itself. Okay, a brief summary there of the story. In addition, you can also add information about the people that were there. And here, at the event. Why would you add the people that were there at the event? They are a first-person witness that the event occurred. If they were living or dead, there may be journals that they attended the event, or other stories if they were dead. If they are living, you can talk to them about the event and confirm the particulars of the event. Now, talking about the living, we need to talk a little bit about security of the files. Okay. Legacy family tree, the master file is maintained as a private file. The slices that we give to you, as you join, become a member, we have you sign a document that says that you will use the information only for genealogical purposes, and that you are responsible for all the living information that's in the file, and that you will only share it appropriately with those who need to know. And the file is very controlled that way. So the information that's passed between the slicers and the headquarters is asked using private files. And when you update your slice of the file, like this one, I'm about to update some births and ordinances, and people have moved. So I've got, I'm adding those things as they happen. And then I periodically send it to our database manager, Nancy Gregory, who updates it and will return it a new slice with any information that she has gleaned on my family for my consideration. It's a round robin kind of thing to maintain. Now let's talk a little bit about, if you've had any questions, please put them in as we go. But let's talk about kinds of things that are in the timeline. We talked about my blessing. I was born in North Dakota. There's put in the events that have significant impact in my life, including LDS missions. I served in the military for 26 years, and a physical description, education, the typical things that would be useful for a new generation to know about your life, and you can write stories and information off of it as you do. Now, there is, in my file, there's a number of unique little arrows. Legacy Family Tree has the ability to, as I showed you earlier, to document who was there at an event. And I'll bring this up as an illustration. My grandson, Benjamin Reed McIntyre, married Caitlin. And I have noted that I was there as a witness. It's very easy to do, and Family Search doesn't have this capability. But you can click on, you want to add a person that was a witness of the event. If the person is in the file, you can click the database and find them, or just add a person. And I'll just show you what it looks like. It'll take a second. This file that we're looking at is just the people that are in my slice. Just Joseph Allen Taylor slice. But picking up on the name, so it has already identified that Jonathan's parents were there, of course, the bride and the groom, and then these are his children that he has had since then. This is his brothers and sisters, and his children that he has had. So at the time that he was married, his brothers and sisters were not able to attend the temple ceremony, so I did not click them. But you could click on source, and it would bring them there, and you can determine what role they played in the event. In the case of myself, we need to change that. When I was there, instead of being a attending the witness there, I was a witness. So select there the witnesses, and that's it. So I recommend as you're working with the file, first of putting in the what I call the vital data, the birth, birth, death, and marriage information, and then march on with the information associated with the person's life. Now, another thing that linking capabilities. If you have had put in that you wanted to connect to Family Search, you can do that. And we're going to go to Family Search, I think. Let's see how it works. And we're going to spend some time this is great. So this is the linking page to compare information in my personal legacy file and the Family Search. And you can move data back and forth between information. Generally speaking, for example, these little events in about baptisms and other events may not be appropriate in Family Search, but you can pick and choose the information that you would like to have transferred to Family Search. The same thing is true with Family Search. If someone has been working in Family Search and added more information about the person, and you would like to save it in your personal file to work with a project or just have information, more complete information, you can click on the arrow going the other way, and it will send it the other way. It's a very powerful tool, but I always make a caveat when moving anything from Family Search. Be sure that you are sure of the facts and a source if possible, and it will move the information over to it will also suggest where it can be linked in the file. And when you're finished sharing, you can go to another person and work other persons in the file. You notice I went using the family tree icon But let me show you the other way. As you have shared, it will automatically pick up the PID for my name. And so here we have the family search ID, find a grave, and billion graves. And we'll show you that in just a minute. But look, you just click on family search. And it will take me now. Well, I have to sign in. I have all my this way. The other way, I automatically signed in. This way, I have to sign in to my person page in Family Search. Now, I wanted to show you some of the linking that has happened as a result of legacy family tree interface. Okay, this is the typical of the page. You see the residence information. This came from Legacy Family Tree. February, and it says that I provided it. Okay. The military record came from the Legacy. Now, Legacy Family Search does not have a robust list of events. And I'll show you this. I have added some custom events, ordinations and education, for example. There is a ordination to a priest, and again, came from family legacy. Again, they don't have a category called missions. So here I have added missions that Susan and I have been involved with. So I just wanted to point out that this transfers the date, but it doesn't transfer who was there, and it doesn't transfer the picture, any pictures that have been associated with this event. Okay, it will provide a source for the event if you add sources, and we need to make a caveat with regard to how we build the sources and media in the system. Sources and media are individually added to both systems. What I do is I have collected in my media file the documents, pictures, audio files, things that I want to include in legacy, and then you have to transfer them one by one to this source or media in Family Search. Now, because I have put this information in Family Search, they will create a timeline using the information that I have that I have put in the file. All of that moves from the legacy to that. Okay, you get it right, and then just with a click of an arrow, transfer the data. While we're here, I need to talk about follow. Follow was put in a family search at the request of the Taylor Family Association and some other associations. What this means, if you click on the follow, it says that any change in any of the information in family search, you will get a message, and you can follow so that you can verify that somebody has done something to the file that you are following. I highly recommend it that individuals that you're following, principally on your personal line, that you go into family search and follow them to I consider them watchmen of the file, of the person actually that's going on. So linking. So let's go back, and I want to talk before time runs out about hints. You can see the hints show up in family search with a number. Say it says that there's in the case of my father, there are 4 hints, and you click on Find My Past, and it will show you the hints that are in that cloud, and you can then verify them that they're accurate or not, and then add it to this file or not. There's not an interface like there is with family search. Now you'll notice that I can receive hints from MyHeritage, Find My Past, and the Genealogy Bank, which is owned by Ancestry, and family search is blanked out right now. Unfortunately, I checked this morning, and family search is working on redoing their link with family search. There's some major redesigns going on in family search called closed edit trees and family groups that they're working on syncing the information. But let's see if I can see if we'll click on this and see, and then click on Find My Past, and it jumps out and it's loading. We're looking at information that in several civil death and burial records that have Morris Harding Taylor in it. And we look at this. I don't know how far it's going to go. Yes, there it goes. Wow. So here's the information that they have in a census record. You can print it, and this information, but it is coming from Billion Graves. But there's a wealth of information that is being passed, right? Summary, this kind of thing, between these major databases to help you build the information. Let's go to my father and show one more piece of linking. Again, to the person page. And it's fine. Besides jumping to family search, you can also jump to Find a Grave, another source of information about the family. It's connected with this memorial ID. And as your dead ancestors are in Find a Grave or Building Graves, that code can be added and it will jump to that information. And there's two pictures. There's the gravestone, and this is kind of the information that his parents, his wife, my two brothers who are deceased, and his three brothers are deceased. Genealogical information that may be useful in verifying that they lived and died, but also other information about the family. This company also provides opportunities for memorials as well, stories about their lives. So I'd like to summarize here now the fact that Legacy Family Tree will provide events, date stamped events with sources and connecting events, people that attended the event. And by the way, if the people aren't in the file, you can put the name in also, like a bishop who wasn't in the file. Adding sources and pictures, additional refinements, verifications. We don't have time to talk about the products, but you can actually print books and other documents out of the file as you finish a pedigree chart, for example, or other documents from the work that you have collected about an individual. I always suggest you start with yourself, then you do work with your parents, and go on back. What Legacy, the association, provides is what we know about you, and then you fill out the rest and then add back. All right.
Gordon?
Yes, let's take a few questions.
Yeah, so I think I've answered all the questions. The last question was these hints and suggestions that you find. The question was, can you add these to Legacy? Which I know you can. Can you show like where on that hint it suggests that you can then add it to your Legacy family tree?
Well, yes.
I didn't see where it said to add it or any like questions.
Let's take a source, for example. You can add a source. This is the baptismal record of my father, and see it's providing. There's you can edit. Let me go here. You can edit a source. You can print a source. You can cite a source or add a new source at this point. Okay, just write it. right in, and then attach it to the person. Okay. The and the information it's created. The master source is a software that helps you generate it. You know, it says it's a book, so it asks something about a book. It's an interview. It asks some, so who you interview, and it creates then this information that you see here below. It's this for this Far West historical record. It has created this information, and you'll see that it goes to the baptismal records of the Far West Ward and page and line number that it collected. Does that answer the question?
No, I mean like when you're in the hints area where you just went to your father's hint and it showed some things like the
Well, from
another website.
from okay.
And you want to add that hint to your family tree.
Okay. From my heritage, ancestry, and Find My Past, you have to cut and paste.
So you have to cut and paste. It's not just a simple move over.
That's what I was hopeful to do from Family Search, because the information that we're seeing here actually came out of Family Search. Okay. It provided the hint. The hints in Family Search is now using AI in the Family Search itself. You can click on AI if you're working with a person, and it will give you the hint, and not only the hint, but it will give you the JPEG or the picture and the indexed stuff of new feature in Family Search, just being rolled out. But that helps to verify that it's correct, and that then you be sure that move it into legacy. Yeah.
So the hints are just to show you that there's something over there, but if you want to move that information over to Family Search, you have to go to that website, get that information, and then cut and paste it into Family Search. Or, I mean, I'm sorry, into your legacy family tree.
Right, and then if you there isn't a interface between Ancestry and Family Search. The Ancestry pulls from Family Search, but it doesn't feed.
Okay.
So this is a way of putting it in, saving it, and then loading it in and keeping it. In another way, I always recommend 2 or 3 sources of your information.
So when Family Search gets their link back up and running, then that part is easy to move between Family Search and the family tree. But the other companies are not linking that source
We're continuing putting pressure.
Yeah.
To do it. Okay. For your information, My Heritage 2 years ago promised that they were going to have an interface with Legacy, but they haven't. This kind of interface, but it hasn't been done
yet. That's great. The other question, and I tried to answer it, but I'm not sure it really answered the question all the way. The question was, why is there an E, the little lowercase e at the end of LDS on the ordinances? The answer I found was that it just means that that's an LDS ordinance indicator, but that means it's only partial. Some or partial of the ordinances have been done. But do you know exactly what that little E means?
Yes, I know. The E was put in because in the multiple options that in Legacy, it has LDS with defined what it is. And so the Taylor Family Association built a generic subset of LDS, and so all of those E's are subsets of LDS.
Okay.
It doesn't has anything to do with the completion of the ordinance, but it just says we said that it was important enough to have it rather than rolled up as all the LDS ordinances. That's the problem with Family Search, is that Family Search doesn't define the ordinances independently by a person. They just have the ordinances there, and this way we can attach the source like a certificate and things to the particular event.
Okay.
Well,
does that answer everybody's questions? Does anybody have any other questions?
Sources and hints, I'm available to answer questions. This will be on YouTube, and you can see it again and review links and hints. Hints are becoming more significant with the advent of artificial intelligence. It used to just be a hint, and now they are trying to prove sources or rationale why the hint. In Family Search, the other two big databases haven't done that yet, but stand by for change. Have a good day.
Okay. Thank you all very much for coming. If you have any other questions, you can always email Gordon
or Nancy
or our YouTube channel. Yes, let me see if I can pull that up real fast and link to it. Oops. I'm not sharing my screen real fast, but I will.
Maybe you would attach it at the end.
Yeah.
Hope this is useful.
Yeah, so actually the website is what I thought it was. It's Taylor Family Association. So if you just go to YouTube and type in Taylor Family Association, I'm going to link it here, then you should be able to get that. So here is the link to it right there. So it's just Taylor Family Association, and it should be up sometime later today, hopefully, or tomorrow. Just depends on how fast we can get this all figured out. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Keep the record.